Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope that you're all doing well. Um, if this is your first time on my channel, thank you so much. My name is Mike. I like to do gesture drawings and things like that on live stream. I like to communicate with you on live stream. The purpose of my channel has been to document my journey as I try to get closer to becoming a professional. I like to give a lot of tips and little tricks and stuff about how to get better in the fundamentals of art. Um, and yeah, typically what I like to do is I like to do gestures with reference, and I'll do 10 body gestures and then I'll do 10 hands. Today I'm going to switch that up though. I'm going to actually do body gestures with no reference. I've been saying I was going to do that for the past couple of weeks. So today I'll do that. It'll probably be about 10 and it'll probably take me about 45 minutes, and after that I'll be pretty much done. So let's get started. I should have given myself 10 different prompts. But we'll just go for it. All right. So the big thing is just making sure that you're consistently, oh, give me 1 second. I want to put this off to the other side. Yeah, so the big thing is just making sure that you are using a mannequin to help you. Just because that's the best way to draw from imagination is via a mannequin. And you also want to try to draw poses and things that you have kind of gotten used to drawing, or what I mean by that is that you've practiced a few times. That's why I do so many gestures from reference on my streams and things like that. One thing I'm gonna fix before I go any further is I want to put a bit of a tilt here. A little too straight up and down for my liking. All right. Yo, what's going on, chum boy? How are you? Probably make the arm just a slight bit smaller. And again, the same rules apply, right? For my gestures and stuff that I've been doing from reference. I'm doing great. It's very nice to have more free time in my life. But yeah, the same rules apply, right? You want to make sure that you are being aware of the different things that are in front of one another. You want to be aware of where things are going in space, and that'll really help your drawing come out much better, your imaginative work. So all right. The only thing I'm going to change about this one is I'm just going to make the upper body. I mean, you could do either or, but I'm going to make the upper body just a tad bit smaller. And I think I'm going to actually tilt it even more. Just to give it a little extra. And the last thing I'm going to do with all of these is just make sure that I'm doing my contour lines on the different parts of the body, just to indicate the direction that it's going in space. So these are also extraordinarily important. just because it does help with that thing I was talking about earlier with understanding where the volumes are going. Yeah, how's everything going? Oh, I already asked you. Yeah. I appreciate you hopping on, John Boy. If you have any questions, just go ahead and comment away. All right, so that's one down. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Okay, I got my next one. Actually, put this a little bit closer. Trying to think. Think that this is actually a little closer to being here. So I'm doing these, like, yes, it's from imagination, but it's also from memory. So, like, I'm trying to remember poses that you've seen me draw if you've been on the stream, that you've seen me draw quite a few times. One thing I'm immediately going to do is just make the head a bit smaller. Alright. Also need to make this leg a bit shorter. Nice. Hope that's going well. I think I'm gonna start this pose over. I'm not 100% happy with that one. Or maybe I'll try a slightly different pose. Let me think here. I'll still do a kicking pose, but I'm gonna do this one instead. The pose I was just doing, I think that I would need to refer back to the reference on that one. All right, I'm much happier with this one. So some of the little hints that I'll give you for drawing from imagination. The first thing is understanding like body theory is really helpful. So one of the theories that I always think about when I'm doing gesture is opposing curves theory, which means that like you get a line that's going one direction, you also get you get a line that goes the opposite direction. So that might not have made too much sense, but I'm gonna go into it in just a second. So where you can really see it is this line going in that way, and then the next line is going that way. And even on the back side, if I wanted to make this a little bit better, I would probably do something like this, and then something like that. Trying to see, this one might have a little bit better of an example. So I didn't do it well over here, so I'll correct it. So this line's coming this way, so this line kind of comes from this direction, and then you get the opposite on the other end. So that way you're not getting like, here, let me just show you with like a more like standard pose. All right, so head is going like this, the neck comes like this, the next section's gonna go like that, and then you get this again. And then you're gonna get this. Actually, for and then again this curve, and then you get this main curve. And that's kind of like the opposing lines theory, or opposing curves theory, I should say. The way that people can do this incorrectly would be like, for instance, like an arm. We can use an arm for an example. Oh, that's good to hear. Just a simple arm. So this has a lot of like motion to it. But you can ruin it by doing something like this, right? I gotta like actively. So there's a lot of breaks. So it goes here, and it stops, and then it goes here, then it stops again, and then it goes here. Versus this goes, and then it flows. The next line picks up here, and it flows, and even the hand that I drew flows that way. So that's one theory to think about. And I will finish this one up, and this will be, even though it's kind of cheating because this isn't particularly good pose, but this will be pose number 3. It's really funny because I had a problem with making my heads too small, and now I have a problem with making them a little bit too big. Something right in the middle. The neck's a little wonky too. Alright, take a quick sip of water. Alright, what would I like to do next? Let's do like a crouching pose next. A backflip pose. I don't know if I could draw that very well. I haven't drawn very many backflips. It's not something I plan on doing too much of. I can try though. Alright, I can make this a little bigger. So there's a crouching pose. Make his head just a tad smaller. Alright. Next we can do I'm gonna do it's kind of a crouching pose, but like a fighting position. And it's slightly worm eye view or ant's eye view, whichever one you want to call it. So let's do that. Let me think. Trying to think of the direction of the... I think that it goes this way, actually. That's it. No, it goes the opposite direction. If it doesn't go the opposite direction, I'll make it go that way to make the pose a little more dynamic looking. Okay. I think that I need to make this slightly different. Hey, Wallace. Appreciate you joining. I don't think I've seen your name on here before, so welcome. Appreciate you hanging out. All right. And this arm goes back and spaced this way a little, and then comes towards us. And I don't even know what this arm's doing. Probably a similar pose. So probably this way, and then I hope that you're doing well, Wallace. Hope that everything has been going well for you this week. All right. So let's put in the contour lines for this one. So it's coming towards us. Is this coming towards us? Let me think about that. I think so. Slightly. This one's coming more towards us like this. This one's definitely coming towards us. And that one we can't see too much of. Away. And then towards. Alright. So far, so good. So this is 5, I believe. So this is what we have so far. I'm happy with these. These look pretty good. Take a quick sip of water. All right. Let's get some more in. Think of trying to think of another pose here. Let's go with all right, I got one. Do you have a set of rules for your line art process? It's a great question. The first thing is do it as many times as it takes for it to look good for you. There's not a limit as to how many times you can draw over top of what you have. That's number one. Number two, don't skip the phase of like doing rough art first. Make sure you don't have to have all of the details done. You don't have to have all your details done before you move to line art. Like sometimes like a little circle, for instance, like on a button, like for a button, like you could do that without doing, so that's number two. Have most of your details done, but it doesn't necessarily mean all of them. Number three would be make sure your overlaps are correct. So some of the stuff that I've been working on here, it's like really important to make sure that you're consistently doing the correct overlap so you don't break your art. I think that's really about it. I guess the last one would be continuous lines. So you don't want, like, don't pet your lines like this to try to get it correct. Instead of doing that, you would, and just, if you need to undo, and you just undo as many times as you need. Sorry, the last thing I'll say, this is more of like, not really a rule, but just a hint to do better line art. Trying to think of how to put it. Okay, I could do it this way. The outside, the silhouette of your line art should be the thickest line art that you have, and everything on the inside should be thinner, and then things in the shade should be thicker, whereas things that are in the light should be thinner. That's it. Alright. I'm in an art block. Do you have any suggestion to get out of it? How are you doing? Also, I'm struggling a bit with the face. Like, how do you do it? Great questions. So, art block, the one thing I'll say about that is make sure that your art space, just make sure that when you're leaving, that you're doing something that isn't frustrating for you before you go. I feel like sometimes when we have art block, it's because we've gotten into a bit of a habit that, I don't know, like we leave and we're frustrated with something, we haven't quite gotten it done, or it's not looking the way that you want, and then you just go because you're not happy with it, right? If that's starting to happen consistently, it adds up to you not enjoying the art and drawing. So that's kind of number one. Number two, you want to make sure that you have a consistent like project or something that excites you, that you're working on. I feel like you get into an art block more when you are just arbitrarily making pieces versus like pieces that are meaningful for you. And to kind of like underline that a bit more, making sure that the project that you have is something that you're passionate about and not something that you think others will be passionate about. People can tell if you don't actually enjoy what you're doing, the love doesn't come through, and people will tell anyways. But the other part for art block is just making sure that it's enjoyable for you. And I mean, also it's okay. Like, I feel like sometimes the art community always talks about like you have to draw every day. Like if you don't, you're not going to be good at art. Like if you need to take a bit of a break, and then come back to it. But I would say like find something that you, like I was just saying, find something that you really enjoy. Maybe another good thing that I do when I'm feeling a little bit like having like art block, if I'm myself am like, sometimes I'll watch something that really, really ignites my interests again and wanting to draw. Like I really, really enjoy this movie called Redline. The art in it's beautiful and it like helps motivate me. So that's something, maybe pull together a bunch of different things that motivate you and you can kind of go through it. And the face. So faces are, it's hard because there's so many different styles that people use that there's not really like a style that I would say is better than others. I think when you lean more towards like realism, typically you're gonna have something that looks a little bit better, but that's again, that's my own personal taste. But like doing even just like little heads like I'm doing here, like this is the start, but just understanding your proportions in the head is very, very important. So learn how to. It does. Redline is gorgeous. But like for instance, knowing like the Loomis method, whoops, and how it works properly. And what like fits on what for the Loomis method. So like if you can do this at different angles and understand what you're doing, you've pretty much won. Like you're not going to have a head that doesn't look right. So just to clarify, I'll show you what each of these lines means. So this is the side of the head. So this is like the flat part of the head. I'll pull out my model. That circle is this part of the head here. And then if you start to turn, the top of the circle is where the brow line is. The middle part here that I drew, that's kind of where the nose. Oh, sorry. The top is not the brow line. My apologies. The top is the hairline. The middle section is the brow line. And then this bottom section is where your nose hits. And then you have different separations in between those. So the halfway point right here, the eye socket's going to sit within that on both sides. Like I said, nose rests here. And then this gets separated into thirds. the top third being where the lips meet. And then this part right here is kind of where the chin is. And if you can do this, like I said, you can do that on like consistently, you'll be good to go. As far as like if you want stylistic pointers, again, find different art that you really enjoy, like different face art and stuff like that, and start to draw, start to like pull together references and take pieces from it that you enjoy. Like I lean more towards liking I mess up into the jawline and the little curve between the eyebrows and the cheeks when I do, when you're doing 3/4. Yeah, that is the most difficult part. Another method that you can use that might help you with that is like this method for, like the cube method. So you can draw a cube. All right. Good. Yeah, perspective will definitely help. So you can draw a cube. You got 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, and this line will match the line for the front of the cube, and that's going to be where your draw kind of drops in. Here's like back here, it's just the halfway point. That's where the this part of your jaw is going to start. And then you're going to kind of carve out of this a head down to about here, and then bam. All right, and then now the only thing you need to do is kind of round this stuff out just a bit. And even this gets rounded out too. You can delete the stuff underneath. Ear fits in this third, and then again halfway point, eye sockets in here, nose, mouth, bottom. There you go. So that's another method you can use. I find sometimes that the jaw feels a bit long when I use this method. The way that you can kind of combat that is like you just, you can squish it down if you want to. Again, this is fine, but like if you wanted to, you could go transform, free transform. Just squish it just a bit. I would say that's probably a little bit better. All right. Back to hopefully that was helpful, Leonardo. And Wallace, I don't know if you're still here, but thanks. Found your channel recently. I'm glad to hear that. I appreciate you joining the Manga Mike community. Hopefully the channel's been helpful for you. Can't remember what. I think this leg. Just something like that. Does this leg go back? I think it does, actually. Does it go this way? No. I think that she's actually going like this. trying to think here. Yeah, I think that this is what's happening with the hips. And then that knee is up. I really don't know what this back leg is doing in this pose, because I think she's actually, yeah, I think that it kind of goes back in space here. And she's like lunging forward. That's not what she's doing. She is now. No. I think I would feel more comfortable actually with the leg going that way. All right, so that's pose number 6. Let's get some more. Actually, let me. All right. And this one is way back here in space. It would actually start. It's going that way. The knee would be over here. Then down. Okay. Cool. What's next? Let's do a... Oh, yeah, we can do that pose. Oh, actually, I want to do a pose that I typically do from a different angle. Let's try that. Make the head smaller again. All right. So typically I draw this pose at this angle. Hips are. I'm trying to think. I actually think I flipped the pose. That's okay though. But yeah, I typically draw it from like an angle semi like this. Actually, let me flip it. So something like that. Oops. Something like that typically. So yeah, I just wanted to try to take it and twist it in my brain. I actually like this one better. So yeah, that is number what, 6? That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7. Nice. What next? One thing. I'm gonna have to take this off. Getting crispy. All right. All right. How often do you draw characters making physical contact? It looks difficult. I haven't done much yet, but I will end up doing a lot just because of the kind of manga that I do. But I can I'll do this pose and then I can do that. So give me 1 second. Oh man, which pose was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Um, Just want to make the arm go back in space a little bit further. Just to exaggerate it just a bit more. All right. All right, so physical contact. The first thing that I would do is I would start with 2 different layers. That way you don't have to get mixed up. So let's do... trying to think of how I want to draw this. Let's do it a slight up angle. Like I just heard this song. All right, let me think. Alright, so we got character 1. I would also do different colors. So I'm going to do blue for this character. And I'm going to get rid of this character for just a second here. Yo, what's up, Andrew? I'm doing alright. How are you? Hope that you're doing well. Philosophy enjoyer, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Hope that you're doing well. See something here. Mike, I'm drawing everything I see. I don't care if the way it's drawn is not. Hey, sometimes you gotta just draw, man. I hear you. That's okay. Regression happens sometimes. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. I think the one thing that I'll probably change is his arm. Not really happy with that. So what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna copy and paste this really fast, and just gonna erase away. Yo, what's up, Locke? Some of this stuff in here, so that you can kind of see the actual result. Alright, so I could probably erase that away too. So this is kind of the end result here. And what I would also do with this is... Alright, I would take and... Actually, I would do it from here. Something like that is how I would do, like a character make an impact with another character. And you can even do some things, like some lines off the fist here. And for this character, what I would do too is like pull out the cheek a bit, and of course like the something like that, and maybe even actually there you go. So that's an impact scene. You don't want to do impact that's just happening or getting, oops. You don't want to do one that's getting ready to happen. just because it's not as exciting. You would want to do it either like you want to do it like directly after the impact, unless you're gonna have like in comic or in like a manga, unless you're gonna have like two back to back or three like back to back to back panels where it's like the fist coming back, um, the fist coming back, going forward, like first making initial impact and then the follow through. But I don't know why you would want to do that. That makes it feel slower than it actually is. If you just do like a dodge and then the next panel is like a hit, like in the stomach, for instance, then you got it going. But yep, impact scene here. And again, I think I need to make the head just a little smaller, not much, but there it goes. I think that's better. All right. So what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will do one more bonus and then we'll finish up. Or should I do like 5 quick hands? No. Let's do a couple of hands. Should I try to do imagination? Oof. Yeah, let's try a couple of hands from imagination and then I'll wrap up there. Sounds good, Eden. Appreciate you hopping on. 5 imagination hands. Alright, I'll do my best. Let me see something here. I think, yeah, it's a bit long. Just a bit long. Alright, I'll take that. That's 1. Um, it's one hand. Let's try. I'm just gonna try flipping it. So actually, sorry. Let me get the image in my head of what I want here. Yeah, let's do that. This is a thumb do here. I believe here. Here, something like that. Actually, I think. Is there 2 hours left on stream? No, I'm not doing that long of a stream. I'll probably finish these hands up and I'll be pretty much done. Right. Let me think here. So these two fingers are going to go a little bit straight. So we'll say that the index it's all good. I don't know if I could handle that. I would probably get sick if I tried to do a 24-hour stream. You know, I think I'm gonna go back to the way the hand was and just keep it because it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I'm cool with that. It's not great, but Let's try a fist. We'll just do, actually, let's do one that's coming towards us. I will do a 12 if you do a 12. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. God, this is so bad. That's about all I got. This is horrible. Move on to the next one. I think that this knuckle could probably come down a bit. And this could come in a bit. All right. Where's that? 3 hands. All right. 2 more. What would I like to do here? I can't even think of a hand pose right now. Let's do like, I don't know. I'm just gonna do like a hand pose with the hand, like the fingers peace sign. All right, we could try a peace sign. And then I'll do one with the fingers just all spread out. Um, I'm trying to do it kind of in a perspective. Oops. I don't know how this is gonna work. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Appreciate it. Mm. Trying to think here. I think that this just maybe needs to come towards me a little bit. We'll try that. Just YouTube. God, this is god awful. All right. Well, failed experiment. Let's do it the easier way. Um, Oof, does that even look good from a distance? Not really. I think I could probably take this, squeeze it in just a bit. I will say the fist doesn't look that bad from a distance, so that's at least good. All right, last one. Let's do a. Yeah, I'm just gonna do an open hand because I, for some reason, don't do well with these. This is like the most simple hand to draw. I haven't even Eden. I haven't even tried drawing or streaming on Twitch though. Like sometimes I think about it. I'm like, should I try it? But all right. Could probably peek you down a little bit and take this. And let's see if I can clean it up just a little. All right. Cool. Good day's work from imagination. I'm gonna stop it there. Need to get something to drink, shower, and get ready for my last session of the day. Ugh. But I really do appreciate y'all hanging out with me and everything of that nature. It was great to get some of this imaginative work done. Yeah, and I will probably stream again on Sunday. But until then, I hope that y'all are, continue to do well and keep drawing. Some of you I'll see on Discord. Alright, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Also, love you all. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate the support. Bye-bye.